สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will start with our first participant, which is Felicia Chan from Malaysia. Felicia?
Ajaan, my practice so far so good. I don't have question at the moment. Thank you, Ajaan.
Very good. Keep it up. Don't
Okay,
lose
sure.
it. It's very
Sure.
precious. Okay, most precious
very
thing
happy.
in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need money to be happy, right? Okay, good.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Go to Peppa and Mommy. Peppa, how are you today?
Baby, how are you today?
Great.
Great?
Yeah,
Okay,
what about you?
good. I'm happy.
Thank you so much. And what do I want to tell Dr.
Red twin.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to ask?
Do you have any? Okay. Mommy then. นมัสการนะคะพระอาจารย์
Yes.
I just would like to share my merit to you as I just get back from the retreat, meditation retreat course for like 4 days, 3 nights.
Yes.
And it helped me a lot. And as we have 2 jokes to tell you today. Like the first one is yesterday about like almost 8 p.m. Peppa and I like sit on the chair and waiting if your live is starting or not. And then I call Kun Titima and ask like, does Pa Ajaan live today? And she say, come on, today is Monday.
Today is Monday and we don't talk with Ajaan.
And then today, like about 7:30, Peppa say like, Mommy, come on, we have to talk to Lung Ta. Yes.
Okay.
At
No one
first,
tell me that when should we like talk with Ajaan. So I don't know.
at 8 p.m. And for the first, I would like to ask you, like, as I go for a
Walk.
retreat course, and I just found out as I gain like 30 kilograms, so it's not easy for me to like sit down and do the meditation before. So I sit on the chair and sometimes like sofa. So
She sleep.
no. And then I just want to ask you like if it's possible, but then I got home and I have this book with me and I just like accidentally opened the page number 75.
And then she said, hoo-hoo.
It have the answer. Like it say like if it better to sit on sofa, like it's not too hurt. And you answer that we have to sit down and meditation to let it hurt, like to see how we can face it and how we can like go go on it like a worship, like a Buddhist worship. Is
Silly
it?
worship.
Yes, we should not try to avoid pain unnecessarily, because pain is one of our problems that we have to learn to solve. We cannot run away from pain. And there is a way by meditation in which we can deal with the pain. So, but in the beginning, if your mind is not strong enough to face the pain yet, then it's okay to sit comfortably first until your mind becomes stronger and have the ability to withstand the pain. Then you should sit cross-legged on the floor. That's the best position for sitting to deal with painful feeling of the body.
Mhm.
Okay, but if you're a beginner, you find it difficult, then don't worry, sit on a chair first. Try to develop more strength, mental strength, more mindfulness. And when you have stronger mindfulness, then you should be able to deal with stronger pain. You know? So don't let your inability to sit cross-legged stop you from meditating. But you should aim that eventually you want to be able to learn to sit cross-legged and face the pain of your body, because this is the one of the tests or the examination you have to take if you want to succeed in your meditation. See, we don't have to rely on medicine to get rid of the pain. We can use our meditation practice to deal with the pain, not to get rid of it, but teach the mind how to cope with it by just staying calm. So you need a strong mindfulness in order to keep your mind calm and not reacting to the pain. Okay.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much, พระอาจารย์ ขอบคุณค่ะ
All right. Okay. I'll go to Jordan now. Okay, from Toronto. Jordan.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any questions today. Thank you, and I will keep working with what you've taught me and listen to your answers to the other questions today. Thank you.
Okay, go to your father. He's next to you, Trevor. Trevor, have you gone fishing or gone sailing?
Good morning. No, not sailing yet. Although I did go on a sailboat, someone else's boat, a big old schooner about a week ago. That was nice, but there was no wind, so the sails were flopping, and then the rain and whatnot. But no, still working away, trying to get my boat ready. And what was my question? Oh, yes, when I meditate, one of the things that really disturbs me is ringing. I have ringing in my ears, and from loud noises in the past. You know, I have this condition. It's always there, but it becomes particularly noticeable when I'm sitting, being quiet. Which,
Can you ignore it? Can you ignore it?
I try to ignore it, but
try to focus on your meditation object.
Yeah.
And leave everything else alone. Try to push it away from your attention. Only pay attention to your meditation object, whether it's your breath, or if you find hard to focus on your breath, maybe you should switch to a mantra. And Bhutto, 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 Bhutto.
Bhutto, Bhutto.
Yeah, just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. And
over and over again, like one after the other. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Just keep it doing for as long as possible until the ringing eventually disappear. Or if it remains, at least your mind won't feel disturbed by it. Once your mind becomes more calm, then it can accommodate the ringing.
And you say the Bhutto out loud or in your mind?
In your mind, possibly. But if you find it hard, maybe you can do it just whispering with your mouth first to get it going. But eventually, it's better to just keep it inside the mind.
Okay. Okay.
Bhutto, 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 bhutto. Just use bhutto as the point of focus, and then your mind, once it becomes more concentrated, it leaves everything else behind. It leaves everything alone, and then
Okay.
things won't bother the mind. And you can live with it. Live with everything else that may appear during your meditation. But eventually, I think when your mind becomes calm, everything will eventually disappear, and all you have left is blank, emptiness, and
I
peace,
might have
and
silence.
happiness. Yeah, silence. So
That would be
just
nice.
use a mantra.
Okay.
If you find one word is too short for you, maybe you can find something longer, like Buddhang Saranam Gacchami. The Buddha is my refuge. Dhammang Saranam Gacchami. The Dhamma is my refuge. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. The Sangha is my refuge.
Refuge.
And just keep repeating it again and again for as long as possible, until until your mind feel comfortable and can coexist with the ringing.
Okay.
Okay, just try it out, see how it works for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Is that all for tonight, for today?
That's all for today. Thank you very much. I'll just
Okay.
listen now.
Okay, good. Next, we'll go to Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajaan.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I have a question regarding the 10 perfections, which I think they can all be divided into 3 different levels. I know Ajaan often talks about Panya, the 3 levels, being
Yes.
Sutta Maya, Chinta Maya, and Bhavana Maya.
Yes.
But it seems that the 3 different levels also apply to all the other parami. Is that correct? And could Ajaan say something?
I'm not sure. I don't think I have thought about it like you did. So you have to ask me something in particular, maybe, and then we can discuss on that.
Okay.
Anything?
Uh,
Samadhi, ubeka. Yeah. Before you get to panya, you have to develop ubeka first. Ubeka is when you meditate with mindfulness and get you into the 4th jhana, and you get ubeka. But with samadhi, we have 3 types of samadhi. Okay. We have the kanika samadhi, appana samadhi, and upajara samadhi. 3 different types of concentration or peace of mind. Kanika is briefly, the mind becomes calm just briefly, like a flash of lightning. This is when you experience it the first time when you meditate. Usually your mind will drop into calm, and then for just briefly, and then it will come out of that state, because your mindfulness is not strong enough to maintain that state yet. Just strong enough to push the mind into that state, but not able to maintain it. Which I mean the 4th jhana, when I say samadhi. But then once you have experienced the state of peace and calm, you become inspired and you want to do more. So you practice more mindfulness and meditate more. And then eventually you'll be able to enter into that state longer. Not just a few seconds, but maybe a few minutes, and 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so forth. This is called appana samadhi. And then we have the 3rd type of samadhi called upajara samadhi. This type of samadhi is that when your mind becomes concentrated, become peaceful and calm, it doesn't remain still. It has this ability to go out and know something psychic. It can attain this psychic power. If you can have this upachara samadhi, the mind will not remain still in the fourth jhana. It will go into the psychic world and be able to communicate with spiritual beings. Like the Buddha, when he taught the Dhamma to the spiritual being, he used this type of samadhi. We call upachara samadhi. This type of upachara samadhi enable you to read the mind of other people. You can read what other people is thinking. And it also enable you to recollect past lives. These are some of the psychic power that you will get from upachara samadhi. But this thing is something that doesn't happen to every meditator. From what I heard from the teacher, they said that only about 5% of meditators will be able to achieve this psychic power. But this type of samadhi is not good for not good for enlightenment, not good for the support of wisdom, panya, because it doesn't have ubekha, equanimity. And without equanimity, it doesn't have the strength to stop the defilement. So if you don't have this psychic power type of samadhi, you should consider yourself lucky. Because if you do, you tend to become addicted to this type of samadhi because it gives you special power over other people. You can read the mind of other people. Be able to connect with the spiritual beings, recollect your past life. And so when you meditate, instead of staying in the fourth jhana and keep developing more equanimity, you tend to go out and into the psychic world and meet different type of spiritual beings, or go on to your past lives, or read the mind of other people. So this doesn't give you any equanimity. When you come out of this type of samadhi, your mind remain weak as before you enter into samadhi. So when you have to when you want to stop your defilement, like your cravings or anger, you will not be able to stop it. Even if you have wisdom, even you know that anger is not good for you, craving is not good for you, but you will not be able to stop it. On the other hand, if you have this appana samadhi, in which the mind remains calm and still and not doing anything, just remain undisturbed, not reacting. It has equanimity. And when it comes out of this type of samadhi, it will still have this equanimity along with it for a while. And you can use this to stop your defilement when you have anger or cravings. And if you have wisdom to tell you that this craving is bad for you, you can stop it. So this is what maybe 3 types of samadhi.
Mhm.
And you want to talk about sila, 3 types of sila.
Yeah,
precepts.
I think there's lots of the parami. It might take a long time to go through the 3 types of everything, but yeah.
Like the precept, you have the lower level, you have the 5 precepts. First you keep the 5 precepts. But if you want to be meditator, you keep the 8 precepts. And if you want to become a monk, you keep the 227 rules of conduct called monastic code.
Yeah.
They are precepts also. They are more refined. They stop you from doing a lot of unnecessary activities. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tanajan.
Yeah, that's about it for now, huh? Okay. Unless you think of something specific, then we can discuss it, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you.
We'll go to Kwan Liman from Malaysia. She's been in Thailand for 3 weeks meditating. How was it? Okay and better?
Yeah. Yes. Tanjan, before I went to Wat Yan, I was actually helping in a Buddhist society for 2 months. And actually there was nothing much to do and only short hours and nobody there. So but I still feel that the routine was disturbed and I feel chest pain every day. So when I went to Wat Yan and Kauchion, I managed to tune back to the mode of practice and I feel peaceful, happy, easy and light and no chest pain at all. So I feel that it is not if we want to practice, then for my experience, it's not easy to move here, move there, or do something else and practice at the same time. So that was what I experienced. So going to Wat Yan and Kauchion helped me to get back to the mood of practice again.
Yes, if you want to be serious meditator, you want to try avoid as much external work as possible. Only do the necessary essential work, but try to reduce the work that you have to deal with people, which you have to think. And when you have to deal with people and think, you can get stressed instead of peace. You can get stressed, which is the opposite to what you want.
Yeah. So when I was during the 3 weeks, I feel so easy and light, and it's like moving in the clouds, so easy and light. Yeah.
Yes. So you should go do more of it. Go to retreat, self-retreat, solo retreat, not group retreat, but solo retreat.
Yes. Yeah.
The Buddha say avoid mingling with other people when you meditate. If you want to be serious meditator, don't
Yes.
socialize. Be alone in seclusion.
Yeah.
You have any question tonight?
No, no. I cannot think of any question for a few weeks already, Tajan. Yeah. So,
because you don't need to. Once your mind becomes calm, there's no need to ask any question. You only have question when your mind isn't calm.
okay.
So the answer to most of your question is to stop thinking, and then all your question will disappear.
Yeah.
If you keep thinking, you can keep coming at me and ask all sort of questions, and you'll forget the answer I gave to you. And next time you come and ask me some new question again, because your mind will keep thinking and keep curious about this and that thing, which doesn't do you any good, doesn't give you peace or contentment. But when you can stop thinking, that's when you find peace and contentment. And when you're content, then you don't need to have anything or know anything.
Yes.
That's why I told you when you came to see me, stop thinking, stop asking questions.
Yeah. Until I cannot ask anything. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tajan.
Okay, you're welcome. Go to Wales, Diana.
Greetings, Ajaan. No questions today, thank you.
Okay, Stalin from California. Stalin, can you hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Good.
Good evening, but right here is good morning.
Yeah, early in the morning for you, huh? California.
Yes, it's 6:25.
6:25. Okay.
6:25. I have no question as such, but can I comment on an observation of mine?
Sure, briefly. Don't make it too long.
Ajaan, now the three characteristics of anicca, dukkha and anatta, especially anicca and anatta, they are universal truths. So if they are universal truths,
Yes,
they,
yes, they are.
yeah,
Everything,
they are-
everything that.
yeah, if anicca and anatta are universal truths, then it has to be applied to every living and non-living things.
Except,
Everything.
except the 6 elements. These are not included in the anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yes,
Because they are not compounded. They are singular.
yes,
See,
except for
they don't
dukkha.
change. The 6 elements, they don't change. They remain the same.
Okay.
But when they
Except for,
form together like a body, then this will change.
yeah. Now my question, the anicca and anatta are universal. Therefore, they have to be applied to living and non-living things. Just like to a person or an animal, and to a tree or to any mountain and so on, the word anatta has to be applied.
Yes, there's no self in this thing. They are natural process of phenomena.
So therefore, anatta cannot be considered as non-self, because you can't say a tree has no self. But then anatta, if it is applied as no fixed entity, then it can be universally applied. Anatta means no fixed entity. So if that word no fixed entity is used, it can be applied to a living and non-living thing. That is one thing. And the other thing is, though we are in the Sutra Pitaka, Buddha talks about a non-self. Buddha talks about, now especially if you take the sutra where he speaks to Venerable Rahula, after listening to that, he becomes an Arahant. His question is, Rahula, is this body permanent or impermanent? Then Venerable Rahula says, impermanent. If that is impermanent, would you consider as self? He never asked Rahula, there is no self. He said, would you consider it as self? So in other words, he is also finding, in fact, he has mentioned in other sutras also, no fixed entity. That is the anatta, according to the sutra. And of course, Ajaan Pandavaddu, you know Ajaan Pandavaddu. Ajaan.
Yes, yes.
Ajaan Pandavaddu also emphasizes on this point that nowhere in the sutras the Buddha has said no self. And he also goes by that there is no fixed entity. So that is one of the things that what I have observed and what I came to.
The goal is to let go of this thing, because you cannot attach to them. They come and go as they like.
And the other thing is,
that's the purpose of seeing anatta, to see that you cannot cling to them.
You cannot accept it as something permanent.
Yeah,
and then the other thing,
they are not under your control. They are not under your control.
And the other thing regarding perception, now the problem with us is we believe in the perception. We don't realize that it is a dependent reason condition. So therefore we grasp at the perception, not understanding that particular perception at that particular moment is irrational according to that particular condition at that moment, which is subject to change. So therefore, perception is taken as a reality, which is not so.
Well, the purpose is to teach the mind not to cling or not to react to anything. The Buddha said, what you see, just merely see. What you hear, just merely hear. What you know, just merely know. And let everything come and go as they please. then you will not have any dukkha, no suffering.
And then our belief that any mental arising is true is also a false reality, because any mental arising that arises is dependently arising. There is nothing that is not dependently. So therefore, any thought that arises in the mind is false, because they are dependently arising, because they are subject to anicca, dukkha, and anatta. That's my observation, which I wanted to present to you for your thoughts.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. She wants to.
No, I don't have any questions today. I just feel to see you and do the footstool.
Okay,
Oh.
then
I don't
I'll
have any
leave-
questions today.
I'll leave you for now. Okay, I'll go to somebody else then. Good to see you both. Okay. We'll go to Kusalo. Where are you from? Singapore? Kusalo? Cannot hear you. Can you speak? Something wrong with your microphone. I think. You have unmuted, but the sound doesn't come through. Maybe when you log in, you didn't press the right button on when they say using the system microphone. You should click yes. Okay, I can hear you now. Can you speak louder though? Is it possible not to use the headphone to see how it sounds better? Just use them. Yeah. Unplug
Unplug.
unplug your headphone and use the computer microphone. See, maybe it works out. Can you unplug your headphone? Somehow your microphone that isn't working right correctly. Doesn't make any sound. You can hear me, right? Yeah, but we cannot hear you. So try to unplug your microphone, your headphones, and use the machine, whether it's a phone or computer. Unplug your. Cannot hear you. Cannot hear you. Cannot hear you. Okay. Come back in. Try again. Okay. I'll go to somebody else first. I'll go to Scott. Hi, Scott. Where are you from?
Hello. This is my first time here. I was suggesting and recommended to come along to see here. It's really nice to be amongst you. I live in Bangsaray.
I see, very near. Yeah,
very near. We've been here for 8 months, and I have meditative practice I've been using for some 10 years. But I want to expand. I want to learn more. I want to know what you do and how you do, and just want to know more. I'm a young retiree, 55 years old, and I don't work now because I don't have to today, which is good. So I have more time on my hands. I want to use that time productively.
How do you meditate then? When you meditate, how do you do it?
I usually follow a guided meditation that I do most days for a good half hour to an hour every day. I find it easier to follow direction and suggestion than I do to actually just sit on my own. But I'm guessing that's novice.
And how do you find the result from your meditation? You find peace and calm?
I find peace and calm instantly afterwards. It sort of peers away as the day progresses. But then I think I might be using meditation to look for a objective or result rather than the fact of using it as a tool just to live by. I'm trying to find an outcome rather than actually meditation. I believe should be about the journey, but I'm looking for a destination. I need to bring that back in. If that makes sense.
Well, meditation, according to me, from my practice, is to have happiness within yourself, so that you don't have to rely on other things or people to make you happy. That's the purpose of meditation, to keep you happy.
I have levels of self-content a lot of the time.
Yes.
But I also have lots of levels of anger and anguish and angst. And I'm a year cancer free. I've just been through 2 years of cancer treatment. And I believe I've got a bit of a physiological and emotional hangover after all the treatment and medication and immunotherapy and chemo, and I had 6 surgeries. I'm all clear now. I just have 6 monthly scans, but I think I'm suffering a bit of an emotional and physiological hangover from all of that being in my system. And it sometimes comes out sideways, and usually amongst the people who are close to me, which is unfair on them.
Well, meditation can help you whenever you feel emotional. When you meditate, you can calm your emotion down. But this is something you have to do a lot in order to be able to cope with your emotion. You meditate maybe just half an hour a day, but you allow your emotion to work almost all day long. So you have to increase the frequency of your meditation. Try to do as much as possible. And you can switch your meditation from sitting to walking. After you come out of sitting meditation, don't let your mind go without any control. Keep it under control. It's your thought that keep creating the emotions. So if you can somehow prevent your mind from thinking, then you can stop your emotion from arising. So when you come out sitting meditation, continue with meditation by walking meditation instead. Then you'll be able to control your emotion more. The more you meditate, and the more you will be able to control your emotion.
I'm here to learn, and any assistance, suggestion, direction, everything. I'm very, very open to everything. So thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So I mean, you just continue on with whatever practice that you do. Unless you want me to ask us how we do it, we usually use a mantra when we meditate, or we use the breath, watching the breath. Just keep watching the breath. And if you pay attention to your breath, then you will prevent your mind from thinking about other things. The goal is to stop thinking. When you can stop that thinking completely, then your mind will become still and peaceful and happy. So that's the goal of meditation. Okay.
I intend to see you virtually soon and for real soon.
Okay, good. Good to see you. All right. We'll go to Julia from Colorado. Julia.
Hello, Ajaan.
Good morning to you.
Good evening, Ajaan. Wow, that's really cool to have access to an Ajaan who even knows where I am and what time it is, and so skillful, so attuned. I feel lucky, and I'll just listen.
Okay. You still maintain your practice?
Yeah. So I sit formally in the morning and in the evening, and then I decided to add a walking session in the middle of the day also. So
good. Keep increasing your practice. The more you do, the better you will feel. Meditation gives you good feeling, peaceful feeling.
Yeah, very peaceful. Yeah, The only
try to do some intensive practice. Choose one day to do just walking and sitting meditation alternatingly without doing anything else except the essential work that you might have to do. Otherwise, just spend time with walking and sitting meditation. I think you'll find something good from it. You have to increase your effort. The more effort you put in, the more result you will get.
yes.
It's better than watching TV or eating apple pie or drinking coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. I will try this, Ajahn.
Yeah.
I wrote down in my calendar that I should try just on the one pra maybe sit
That's
walks.
right. Choose one day
Yeah.
of the week that you can allow it for spiritual practice.
Yeah, but I didn't do it yet. I wrote it in pencil. I could always erase it.
What prevents you from doing it?
What what
You can find the reason. You just didn't want to do it. You're not inspired, let's put it that way. So you should listen to more Dhamma talks from the masters, from the meditation masters, or read the Buddha's teaching. This will inspire you to do more practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Ajahn.
Okay.
Okay.
I've just posted some of Long Tam Mahabu's teaching audio translation in English on the YouTube, my YouTube Dhamma in English, or on Facebook also, I think. And you can
That's
listen to
wonderful.
his, at least there'll be a clip every week, once a week, then you can listen to his talk now.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Before I was introduced to this Zoom group, a friend of mine who lives on the 8 precepts, actually he's the one who told me about this group also. He told me about the website with the previous translations that Ajahn did of Ajahn Mahabua. And I listened to one and had a very transformative experience. And I didn't know that Ajahn was available as a real person. So yeah, it feels very fortunate. Yeah.
You should try to keep listening to Dhamma talks regularly. This will inspire you and give you more energy to do the practice.
Okay.
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 All right.
I don't want that.
Okay, then I'll go to Sweden Czech from Vancouver now. Sweden Czech, you still have to go take your course today?
Yes, Ajahn. Ajahn, I don't have any question, but may I extend an offer to Julia? I have some Dhamma books that if she would like, I would like to send some Dhamma books to her, and she can send her address on the chat if it's okay.
Okay.
I've been wanting to send her books, but I don't know how to get contact with her.
Okay. Dhamma book in English, my books, right? Mostly.
Yeah, your book, and I have my friend sent me a Mechikyo book.
Mechikyo book also.
Mechikyo, and also Long Tam Mahabua's book.
Okay,
But I
good.
have many of your books too, Ajahn.
Okay. If Julia likes, she can send the address to her on the chat. I think Kun Boy will open the chat, so you can
Okay,
send.
I turned on it already.
Okay,
I
good.
turned it on already.
The gift of Dhamma excel all gifts.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else also would like to get books? You can contact Sri and check
Yeah,
through this chat. To this
we'll be
chat
very
room,
happy.
and she'll be
I'll
happy
be-
to mail it to. Yeah,
Yes.
they are hard copies, right?
Yes, hard copies.
Mm. But if you want to read them online, you can go into my website, suchart.com also, in which there are all books that can be downloaded. I think they're in PDF file.
Mm. Is Claudia's translation on your website, Ajahn?
Yes, in German.
German.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
like any relation with mindfulness and vimamsa?
Vimamsa.
Yeah.
Vimamsa means, I think, careful consideration, I think. This is wisdom to think, to consider things in a very rational manner. It's called vimamsa.
Oh.
To investigate, to analyze. This is vimamsa. Mindfulness is to be merely focused on one thing, on one object, such as your body or a mantra. This is called mindfulness.
Mm.
But vimamsa is wisdom, right? Investigating the nature of the body. Is the body good looking or is not good looking? In order to see whether the body is good looking or not, you have to go through the 32 parts of the body. Once you look at the rest of the body, then you don't see because it's under your skin. But if somehow you can manage to see the other parts under the skin, then you'll be able to see the unpleasant part of the body. This is called vimamsa.
Oh.
Is the body permanent or not permanent? Yeah. And you can look, and eventually the body will stop breathing, right? So it's not permanent.
Mm. Oh. So vimamsa is investigate, but it's kind of like the power to analyze.
We analyze, to investigate, to get an answer. Usually we want to answer, we want to see things as anicca, as anatta, as dukkha. So you need vimamsa to somehow get the answer from the objects of your interest, like the body. You want to find out whether the body is permanent or not permanent. So how do you do it? You have to look at the body now and when it stop breathing, right? When eventually it will disappear. This body don't last on this earth forever. One day it will just return to dust or earth, right? Or the other part of the body also will disappear. The water part will disappear. The wind part or the air part, and the heat part, the temperature, the fire part. When the body dies, the body will become cold. It won't be warm. That's because of the fire element has disappeared from the body. When the body dies, stop breathing. So there's no more air coming into the body. They are just air living in the body. And so the water will seep through the various opening of the body. And eventually the body will just become dry skin and dry organs wrapping around the body, around the skeleton. And you leave it long enough, it will then become eventually decay and become dust or earth. So this is anicca, impermanence. Or you can just recite simply that the body, once it's being born, it is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. This is also anicca, impermanent.
Oh.
It doesn't last forever. It's a temporary creature. It's not a permanent, long-lasting creature. So you have to study this and convince your mind to see this is the truth, and teach your mind to learn to accept this truth. Because what's causing the mind suffering is because the mind doesn't want to accept this truth. The mind doesn't want to get the body to get old, get sick, or die. But it will happen. And when it happens, if you cannot accept this truth, then you will have stress, anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah.
This is vimamsa.
Vimamsa.
Keep teaching, studying the nature of the body. Teach the mind the true nature of the body.
Yeah, I like the words you say. Convince the mind.
Yeah,
How to
convince
convince the
yourself.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need the mindfulness to do that.
You need vimamsa. You have to keep constantly thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then when you see something happen to somebody's body, then you say, yeah, this is right. It's like when you mentioned last week, somebody in your relative died. Now that's impermanency. That's anicca.
Yeah.
What happened to that body now? Eventually it will just disappear from this earth. Right? Either you bury it or you burn it.
Yeah.
So this is the way with everybody, your body and my body as well. But the good thing is to know is that you're not the body. You're the possessor or the user of the body, called the mind. But the mind is not educated, so it's deluded, and it takes the body as itself. That's the problem. So this is what you want to teach the mind. Yeah, the body is not you. You're not the mind. You're not the body. What happens in the body doesn't happen to you. You are a spiritual being. You are an invisible man, invisible person. You have no size, shape, or form. But you have the ability to know, to feel, to think, to connect with the body. That's you, that's the mind. That's us. We're talking right now. We use the body as the medium, but we are not the body. See? But with our delusion or lack of education, make us think that we are the body. So whatever happens to the body, it hurts us because we don't want to get old, get sick, or die. And in fact, we don't get old, get sick, or die. We never get old, get sick, or die, but we don't know that. See? Because we take the body as ourselves.
Yeah.
This is vimamsa. And how do you convince this? You have to meditate and calm your mind. Once your mind becomes calm, then you can then the mind will not react to the delusion will be suppressed when your mind becomes calm. And then you will then be able to accept the truth easily. And you also might see that you're not the body. You're the one who thinks, who knows. And right now you stop thinking. When you're in meditation, your mind stops thinking and all you have left is knowing. And even the body doesn't remain within your awareness. You are living, you are existing on emptiness. But you have to experience it. You have to practice it.
Yeah.
So do a lot of meditation. This is the tool that will enable you to see the truth more clearly. Right now, your mind is clouded with your delusion. With delusion. So you'll not be able to see things clearly. See things as it is. Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Tanajan.
You're welcome. Okay, so go to Malaysia. Kafiling. Kafai.
Good day to you, Ajaan. I have no questions for right now.
Okay. Alvin, also from Malaysia. Alvin.
Good evening, Ajaan. I also have no question, just listening. Thank you.
Okay. Alfredo from Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
Hi. Good? You feel good?
Good? Good?
You have Ubeka?
Yes.
Equanimity? Okay.
Yes. Supramundanes. Sansara is not exist, but samsara is samsara is a perception, Bante.
No, samsara are the three realms of existence. Sensual realm, rupa realm, arupa realm. Form and formless realm of existence.
As in supramundanes systems.
Is beyond the samsara. When you enter supermundane, you are actually leaving the samsara. You're leaving the three realms of existence and enter into nibbana.
Yes. Yes. So good, not socialized.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything okay now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hope you stay happy all the time.
Yes, tranquility life.
Okay, good. I'll go to the next person now, okay? Go to Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Lopo. I have no
Yes.
question.
No question, okay.
Yes.
Go to Viona Charlotte.
Yeah, one of my question. Today I have a question, and so what is the meaning of one Dhammakanda? Is Dhammakanda consists of one paragraph or one sutta? Yes, the meaning of Dhammakanda.
The meaning of what?
Of Dhammakanda.
Dhammakanda.
Yes, yes.
I think it refers to one sutta, one Dhammakanda. It's the sutta, one discourse given by the Buddha.
Or one discourse.
Yeah. I mean discourse of sutta. Like the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Anatalakkhana Sutta. These sometimes they are called Dhammakanda. In the Tripitaka, it says that there are 84,000 Dhammakanda contained in the Tripitaka. Okay, does this answer your question?
Yes, clear. So one discourse consists of one Dhammakanda.
Yes, right. One discourse or one sutta.
Yes, thank you, Ajahn. I wish Ajahn give healthy and well.
Thank you. Okay, go to Singapore, Belinda.
Good evening, Ajahn. The listening and like the question you asked Julia, why you cannot meditate?
You're not inspired. You don't have enough inspiration. You have to find some inspiration. And the best source of inspiration is the reading or listening to Dhamma talks or reading the books by Buddha or the noble disciples. Every time you listen to their talks or talking to them, discussing Dhamma, you feel inspired. Okay. That's why you come into this room. Maybe you get a little inspiration from listening to our discussion here. All right, I'll go to Philip now.
Thank you,
Philip from
Tan.
Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad to be listening, and I don't have any questions tonight.
Okay. Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I just came back from the 10-day retreat a couple of days back. The 10-day Vipassana retreat from
Yes.
Goenka, yeah. And I felt very grateful to be able to make it for this retreat. Yeah.
Was it heaven or was it hell?
Sorry?
To you? Was it heaven or hell?
It was half, I think.
Half and half.
Yeah, there are moments where I really see anicca experientially, because we were made to sit for what we call the aditana.
So you experienced dukkha.
Yeah, a lot of dukkha, a lot of hard work, a lot of challenges, especially in the beginning. But then as the day went by, it became easier. Yeah, and
No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain.
no
You have
pain,
to
no
go through
gain.
the pain
Exactly.
first.
Yes. At first, it was quite a slog for me, because it's a 10-hour sitting meditation. So it's only 5 minutes of break in between.
That's good.
Yeah.
You need somebody to force you to do it. Normally, if you're alone by yourself, you cannot force yourself.
Yeah. Normally we want to sit maybe 1 hour in the morning or 1 hour in the evening. But this, in the retreat, you have to really work for
You
it.
have to follow
Follow
the
schedule.
order.
Yeah. So I think I'm very grateful to make it for this retreat, and also
You should continue with your practice when you come back, and treat yourself as if you're still on the retreat.
yeah, but it will be very challenging, because there's more
Well,
distraction.
if you want to get anywhere, this is what you have to do. More
Yes.
practice and practice
Yeah.
and more practice.
Yes, practice definitely. I need more practice because my this equanimity not good enough. So at times I could go for. I can stand the pain, the unpleasant sensation without moving. But sometimes I just cannot do it, because I'm not sure, because it could be the long hours that the legs just become painful very quickly. But anyway, that was a good experience.
Yeah, it's good to go from time to time. Try to go as much as possible. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
All right. Go to Indonesia, to Willie, Machi Willie.
Good evening, Tanajan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go to Holland. Aroka, are you still in Holland, or are you in the jungle somewhere?
Yeah. Hello, teacher. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to
Yes,
see you
I'm
too.
in the Dutch jungle. my companion. Okay. Yeah. It's very calm here.
Good.
I'm practicing, teacher. What more can I do? So much I learn with you. The nice thing about you, teacher, is we have just to open the ears and practice, and then yeah, after 1 year, 2 years, it's the same answer. It's amazing. So but it's to see you, to be in the same room with you is really stimulation. It's really nice that we can share your company, teacher. From my heart, it's true. Thank you.
Okay. You have nothing to ask today?
Well, I could ask if Anatta and Sunyata, it's and then Anija come by. It's all the same thing, more or less.
Yes. The purpose is not to cling to them. The goal is not to cling to anything, because they can hurt you when they leave you, when they gone away from you, or they can hurt you when you meet something you don't like. So it's better to enter into your meditation world, stay inside.
You mean a fun way to say that is the walk meditation means walk in your own shoes and beware about the phenomena that are all phenomena. Is that true?
Well, be aware and not react to them. Just be aware. Let them come and go, good or bad. No need
Even
to.
when they want to see your reaction, let's say if I have to make a testimony, then I may not lie.
Or if you have to react sensibly, not with emotion, but with rationality, with common sense.
I used to use humor, you know. And let's say I was with darker glass. Somebody asked me, "Well, I cannot see your eyes. Can you?" Then I say, "Okay, I will make a strip for you," and then they laugh. And then I took my leather jacket also. Then they all laugh. So I have this kind of learning life to go with people, but it's kind of is the way I dismount. We say in Brazil to break the ice, because we are weird and we are from another land. They look at us. We feel it. We feel the phenomena of we are different. They don't know. So at first they are very scared here because very protected land, you know. So then I used to put the actor on, you know, of funny, make funny. I use the opportunity always. That is the right word to say, that make people happy.
That's
and
right.
Then it's okay, huh?
Yeah,
It's not
anything that will make people happy. That's good. This is called metta, loving kindness.
okay. It's not that I want to actually I want they forget about me, you know. But I'm not important, you know. And I was, when I was professional, it was need to that they remember my work, and that matter they understand my work. But
actually, we are nobody. There's no self in us. The self is a delusion we create.
we customize our the mind, the brains, or the mind customize. I use that clothes. I do that to work on this to fool us up that there is somebody. So I am, oh, Alex is like this, like that, like that. I'm saying that to myself. Or when I have very good idea, then there come, yeah, you are really intelligent. But of course, if I studied it, of course, the solution, and I'm calm with my mind. The more I meditate, the clear the solutions come. It's not about to be. It's nothing about to be proud about it. It's clear. If you studied some subject, and then suddenly you need a solution, you're very fast to arrange things in the bush. Let's say the bush monk, he knows how to do it very fast. But it's nothing to be proud, nothing to be proud about. It's anatta.
Yeah, good. No self once there's no self, there's nothing to be proud or sad about. There's merely no thing as they are.
Let's clean our footsteps behind. What make make walk meditation, but don't let footsteps.
Okay, you have to,
No karma.
you have to float. Then there will be no footstep.
Yeah, that's I still have his teacher, to be honest. But I'm aware about this. You know, I'm getting lighter and lighter. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Just keep happier. Just become happier.
When I'm not happy or whatever, if I see you, I will be happy anyway.
Become happy, become content. Yeah. That's what you want. Okay.
Rest.
Yeah.
Eh?
That's
Okay.
it.
Thank
Enough. You don't want anything else. You're happy with what you have. Contentment.
Happiness is the top line.
Yeah. Contentment. Just
contentment. Oh, okay. Water, food is enough. Don't need to be how to say bitter of acid taste. We can temper it a little bit, right? No streams. Not too much salt, not too much sugar, or even no sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, just moderation in eating, the Buddha said.
If you go to a marriage, I don't go to marriage, but then you can use a pack, the right clothes for it, but only that in that case, let's say, dance like the music. But because we are choosing to be don't be affected, so we choose to stay more in the bush. That's the place I chose. Is the best place in the region. And they know that I'm here, so if somebody says somebody in the bush, they will know it's Alex.
Okay.
So, okay, so I make it. I work it out already.
Stay in the bush. This is the best place for meditation.
Yeah, and I look also my dog teacher when he's agitated. What agitates him, because I'm another dog. You know, I'm the knower watching this dog, and what this dog watching that dog. It's more or less like this. What make me scared or take my attention, I will be aware that is because I am in the world of samsara. Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Don't get too complicated. Thank you, sir.
Keep meditating, okay?
That's first thing I do in the day, and the last thing I do. And now I'm gonna do it during the whole day on again, but bit by bit. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Virali, Luanda. Where are you from?
Good evening, Tan Ajaan. I'm from Indonesia. I have a question. Probably about last week. I remember Ajaan said that we can do vipassana we can do vipassana better in the fourth jhana. And because I can't remember where I read it before, but I read something like in the fourth jhana we cannot think. So I would like Ajaan to clarify: is it the fourth jhana? Is it like there is an element of upeka and ekagata?
Yes. See, the fourth jhana gives you ubeka and ekagata, but you cannot use that state to develop vipassana. You have to wait till it comes out of that state first. But you still have some amount of ekagata and also ubeka. When you come out of that state, then you can use that to develop vipassana. Your mind is more concentrated, more rational, more clearly, see things more clearly when you come out of the fourth jhana. But if you don't have the fourth jhana, your mind is cloudy with delusion and emotion. So you find it hard to see the truth. You'll find it hard to accept the truth of anicca, anatta, or dukkha. But when you enter into the fourth jhana, this cloud of delusions is being suppressed. So when you come out from meditation, this cloud of delusion is still partially suppressed, but it will return eventually. But when you first come out, your mind is more clear with less delusion. So that's a good time to develop vipassana, to study the nature of anicca, dukkha, anatta. And after the cloud of delusions become more powerful and you won't be able to see things clearly, then you start using vipassana and you go back into that fourth jhana again to suppress your delusion again.
So that means if let's say we attain samadhi while with our eye opening, that means we cannot reach the fourth jhana. Is that true?
Usually not, because you want to pull the mind away from the essential organs. In order for it to get inside, it has to be pulled away from the five sensual organs. And your eyes is the one that is really pulling the mind outside. So when you close it, then it's easy for the mind to go inside. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Christine Coe from Penang.
Good evening, Ajaan. Actually, I have a question that previously I did ask Ajahn, but I haven't proceed to really practice. Now, suddenly, my family meet a Dharma friend that they continue with the warning to us saying that the world disaster is coming very soon. So my concern is should I really let go my career continue, or I can just partially, like Ajahn said, practice until I get certain level, then only proceed to the real practice?
You yourself can answer that question. You will know when you're ready or not.
Yes.
Nobody else can give you that answer. You have to get that answer yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're ready, you're ready. When you're not ready, you're not ready.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
Thank you, Dana.
if you are more advanced in your practice, then the more easy for you to leave everything behind. But if you're not advanced in your practice, you'll find you still have a lot of attachment that you find difficult to let go of. So if you advance more in your meditation practice and you see more anicca, then we find easier for you to leave everything behind.
Acknowledge. I shall proceed and continue practice. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Go to Roger Teo. Roger, where are you from?
Ajahn, I'm from Hong Kong. If you remember, I was in Wat Yan 2 months ago in June.
I see.
I actually booked my flight tomorrow to arrive at Wat Yan, but my family was having COVID, so I'm going to postpone my trip. I will let Alex know when I will arrive again.
Okay.
Yeah, and last week I was in the Zoom also, but I haven't had a chance to speak. I remember in June when I asked Ajahn how to be a Sotapan, and Ajahn said, do not be afraid of death. That's the first step. Then last week, actually, I have two experiences. First is that I got a breakthrough in my meditation. First time I can sit until 2 hours, usually 1 hour only, and this time 2 hours, by chanting Ajahn's name and all the teacher that I met, all the Ajahn, all the Lompo name, keep repeating until my pain go away. So I sit another 1 hour. But at the same time, the same day, I received the news my mom passed away. But I wasn't sad. Somehow I was in this cannot say samadhi, but very peaceful state. for almost 24 hours. So I received the news, but I wasn't set until I fly back to Kuala Lumpur to see her, the body, like you said, back to the 4 elements. It's cold, no breathing. Yeah, so eventually we cremated and become a pile of bones. So I experienced that, and somehow because of the Dharma that you're teaching me, I'm able to remain calm and peace. Of course, sometimes I still feel sad, but most of the time I feel peace. I think this is quite unusual for me. Yeah. So thank you, Ajaan, for guiding me in the meditation and in knowing the anicca, the dukkha, and your Dharma also said, yeah, nothing is permanent. So I'm learning from you, Ajaan.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
You have to
turn down
the
the speaker.
Okay.
Because all right. Okay. We'll go to Evie from Medan, Indonesia.
Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. Still no question. I just come in. I do meditate.
Okay.
I do meditate earlier. Huh?
You have to do more meditation and less on holiday trip.
Yeah, I every day meditate actually. Every day. But my time more or less until now, maybe only half hour, sometimes 1 hour. And yeah, I still trying to 2 hours, but it's very difficult now. Only 1 hour.
You have to try
Sometimes
to maintain your level of practice. Don't do less, do at least what you used to do and do more if you can. But don't ever do less. Always.
Because it will be our bad habit. Yeah, Ajahn. Every day I still do as every day, but the hour sometimes cannot. Like earlier, when my child no school only online, so I have much time. But now they offline, they go to school. My time, yeah, can speak no time lah. So just 1 hour, sometimes half hour. I also do chanting.
Do as much as you can. Just do as much as you can. Okay.
Yeah, if I want to do 1/2 hour, I must know do chanting, Ajahn. Because my chanting is taking half hour. So
well, you can use chanting as meditation. You just chant when you sit and meditate and do the chanting mentally. Then you're actually doing the meditation.
Do chanting I usually do chanting in my head, sometimes in my heart. No speaking out.
Sitting like when you're meditating and do the chanting like that. So you're actually doing meditation. And you use chanting as your meditation objects. Yeah.
But we have still thinking. Sometimes
but the thing that you chant doesn't cause you any agitation or restlessness. Yeah. It can calm your mind down to a certain level. Then after you finish chanting, then you will be able to focus on your breathing, on your breath.
Chanting also count like meditation. Okay, I just know that. Yeah.
You know, when you want to chant, just sit down, like sit in meditation posture and close your eye and chant mentally.
Yeah. I chant mentally, but it taking a half hour, always half hour, and
then you can meditate 1 hour. When you finish chanting, then you can continue on watching your breath or reciting the mantra Buddha.
Yeah, I do like that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Ajahn. Yeah, Ajahn.
Right,
okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. We'll go to question from Facebook or email now.
Yes, we have altogether 11 questions this evening, 8 questions from the assistant email account. The first question is from Charles from New York. Does Buddhist practice lead to a type of knowledge where one knows beyond any possible doubt that a permanent stop to dukkha is possible, not just a feeling of certainty or an experience that one misinterprets as proof, but actual true certainty that not only an end to dukkha is possible, but that this end is absolutely permanent?
Yes, if you practice the two level of meditation, samadhi and wisdom. We call samatha bhavana and vipassana bhavana.
The next question is from Hua from Singapore. How do I achieve equanimity when it comes to my loved ones when they're ill with chronic recurring disease? After all, I will definitely feel more worry for them than compared to outsiders.
Well, you just have to switch your perception. See them as outsiders and not your loved ones. If you can see them as outsiders, then you won't have any sadness when you see them get sick. It's just a matter of your perception. But actually, your loved ones and outsiders, they are the same. They have the same type of bodies, which are subjected to aging, sickness, and death. So all you have to do is switch your perception. See your close loved one as somebody you don't know. Then you will not feel any sadness.
The next 4 questions are from Samanji from Sri Lanka. During my previous discussion with you, you explained that according to Buddhism, the mind is just a knowing element that contains the ability to feel, remember or perceive, think, and connect with the body to receive sensual objects coming into contact with the sensual organs of the body. Based on this, I would like to know whether one's mind too ceases to exist soon after his or her death, or whether it is the same knowing element or mind that goes to the next birth.
It is the same knowing element that goes to the next birth. The knowing element doesn't die with the body. It's just separated, disconnected from the body.
Next question. The long samsara is like a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Is it the same mind that takes us throughout our samsaric journey? And if the mind is just a knowing element, what is a common factor or thing that goes with a being or a person throughout the samsaric journey?
One that goes with the mind is the good or bad karma that one's performed when one's alive.
Next question. An insane person is obviously not in a position to think like a normal person. If a person is either born abnormal or loses his mind during one particular birth, what will his or her new birth be like as whatever he or she does or thinks during this birth is unintentional because the person is mentally sick?
I don't know this. I don't know how to answer this question.
Yes.
But normally, a person, when he does something, he usually knows what he's doing, or have a certain intention. We cannot really say that there's no intention when doing something. But I cannot really give you a good answer to this question, so I better excuse myself on this question. I'm sorry.
The last question from Samanji. I have read that meditation is essential to attain nirvana, the highest mental state, according to Buddhism. Is this true? Please explain.
Yes, meditation will purify the mind that is being defiled with defilement of greed, hate, and illusion. When you practice meditation, both level of meditation for calm first, and then meditation for wisdom. If you can do this, then you will be able to purify the mind. Once there are no defilement left in the mind, then the mind have reached nibbana.
The next two questions are from Savi from Sri Lanka. What is the difference between Chitta and Vijnana consciousness?
Well, Chitta is the mind or the knowing element. Vijnana, in Thailand, we use Vijnana for different meanings. When the Chitta or the knowing element disconnected from the body at the time of death, we call the Chitta Vijnana, or a spiritual being. Vijnana is, in Thailand, we use Vijnana to refer to spiritual beings, somebody without a body. But there's another Vijnana in the Nama Kanda, the Vijnana that connects to the sensual organs to receive the sensual objects. This is also called Vijnana in the Nama Kanda. So there are two types of Vijnana in Thai Buddhism anyway. I'm not sure whether it is the same with other Buddhism or not.
Next question. When we meditate, should our main focus be to reduce thoughts? Actually, on what should we contemplate during meditation? Should we think about how dukkha arises or what we have to observe?
Well, the first step of meditation is to stop thinking, to get the mind to become calm, peaceful, and happy. Once you have reached that level, then the next level is to teach the mind the truth of all things that the mind comes into contact with, such as the body, feelings, and the emotion that arises in the mind. These are the things that the mind has to understand, the true nature. Once it knows the true nature as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, it then can leave them alone. And then it will not have any stress or suffering when they come into contact with the body, with the feeling, and with the emotion.
The next three questions are from Facebook. The first question is from Payao. Greetings, Ajaan. We need to face any illness with calm mind. Is this correct? And how do we achieve this situation of calmness? Thank you, Ajaan.
You need to meditate, do a lot of calm meditation or mindfulness meditation to get your mind into the fourth jhana. When your mind enters the fourth jhana, then your mind will be calm and still and not reacting to anything. So when you come out of this meditation, your mind will still remain calm and still. Then you can withstand the pain that appears in the body. So you have to do a lot of meditation.
The next question is also from Payao. Can anxiety disorders totally be overcome by meditation? Can Ajaan please advise on this? Thank you.
Yes, anxiety is a form of mental suffering. We call dukkha. And our dukkha are caused out by our cravings or desire, or expectation or wanting. And if we know this, if we can meditate and calm the mind, we can stop our cravings, our desire. And when we can stop them, then our stress or anxiety or worry will disappear.
And the last question is from Helen Yip. Dear Ajaan, I start to have doubts about myself whether I am suited to be a meditator or not. After practicing for a few years, there is no breakthrough at all. In fact, I'm still struggling to focus on the breathing at the nose tip. I find that just focusing on the process of breathing in and out does not stimulate as many thoughts as when I try to focus on nose tip. Appreciate Ajaan's advice, please. Thank you.
Well, whichever way you meditate and that can stop your mind from thinking, then that's the correct way for you. But I think the reason why you're not progressing enough is because you don't develop enough mindfulness during the time when you're not meditating. You should develop more mindfulness during the time when you're not meditating. You should do it from the start of the day when you get up in the morning. As soon as you open up your eyes, you should start developing mindfulness. by either reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto to prevent your mind from thinking, or keep watching your body activity. Whatever your body is doing, keep watching the body. And then if you can do this, then you'll have more mindfulness. And then when you meditate, you'll find that you will be able to get into calm easily and quickly. So I think the reason for your not progressing is because you don't have enough mindfulness. Try to develop more mindfulness, which you can do throughout the day, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep.
That is all, ka.
Okay. Well, we have some more time left. If anybody would like to ask any question, you're welcome by raising your hand and unmute your microphone. Anybody?
Piraria.
Okay.
And Ajaan, I have another question. As let's say as Arya progress through the stages, is it a requirement to reach the fourth jhana, or can we just make do with the first jhana?
No, you need the fourth jhana to get equanimity. Because if your mind has no equanimity, it cannot stop the cravings or the desire.
So that means as someone progress, they also need to deepen their samadhi. Is it right?
That's right. You have to first master your samadhi first, so that you can keep your mind calm anytime you want, anywhere. Once you can do that, when you get anger, you can stop it right away. When you get greed or cravings, you can stop it right away. But if you cannot stop your mind to keep it calm, then you will not be able to stop your anger or your greed. Okay, so try to meditate, try to get into samadhi. If you can get to the first jhana, then it's easy to get to the fourth. The first jhana is when you are watching your breath or reciting a mantra and not thinking about other things. And just keep doing this until eventually your mind will drop into calm and become still. Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
We have next Roger, Gio.
Yeah, Ajahn, my question is, in order to transfer the merits to the departed one, when we do meditation, do we chant the transfer merits before or after the meditation?
Well, you have
to turn on your speaker.
Keep coming
back.
I'm not sure what happened to you. Okay. See, when you meditate, you're not actually getting any merit yet because you haven't achieved any result yet. So you're not able to transfer any merit to the departed yet. If you want to transfer merit, the easiest way is to do charity. Because when you do charity, you get merit. Your mind become happy, peaceful, and happy from giving. Then you can share those merit. But when you meditate, if you haven't yet calmed your mind to the point of jhana, then you will not have any merit to transfer yet. Okay, but if you have this fourth jhana, and when you come out fourth jhana, then you can transfer this merit to the departed ones. Okay. Understand? Okay. Good. Kunju, we have more questions?
Yes, we have one more question that just came in from Karen Chu. What is your advice to layperson to hold the mindfulness through the day?
Like I said, if you can recite the mantra Bhutto Bhutto when you do things that you don't need to do any thinking, to prevent your mind from wandering about, thinking about other things. Or if you cannot recite the mantra, if you can keep watching what your body is doing at the moment, just keep watching. If you're standing, walking, sitting, just watch the body. If you're eating, just watch the body eating. If you can do this, then you will not be able to go think about other things. So this is developing mindfulness during the day. So that when you meditate, you have a lot more mindfulness, and you'll find your meditation will be easy and get result faster. Okay. Anybody would like to ask any more questions?
It's Diana.
Diana, okay.
The Samapatis, the fourth one, consciousness of unreality as the object of thought. Can you explain a bit more?
This is the Arupa jhana, right? You're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is when your concentration is so strong that you see the mind as such. Okay. So you have a real strong concentration in order to be able to keep the mind to a certain point of stillness, to be able to see that it is what you just described. This is the ability of your concentration. If you want to go beyond the fourth jhana, you have to increase more concentration. Your concentration ability has to be more, so it can stop a lot more activity of the mind.
What does it mean about the unreality of things in that nothing is present except where we are in the moment?
That's when you enter into the states to your concentration, to your mindfulness. And then you can use that state as your object of concentration, object of mindfulness. But you just have to keep concentrating. There are still some other mental activity that didn't stop with the thoughts. There's still perception, and there's still some form of feeling and some form of vijnana, some consciousness is still active.
I understand, I think.
I see.
Yes.
But you don't need to go that far. It's not necessary. All you need is to get to the fourth jhana, because you don't get any more equanimity than that. Then even if you go to the fifth or sixth, seventh level of jhana, you still get the same equanimity.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go there. But for some people, they have a real strong concentration. So then they are able to suppress more mental activities.
Yes. I don't think it's going to happen to me yet.
Let's just get to the fourth jhana first. Okay. All right. Looks like nobody else now have any question. So I think maybe it's a good time for me to call this meeting to an end. Okay. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting will benefit you somewhat and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please be safe, be mindful, and be happy, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Okay. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Put in the calendar for next week.